Imagine filling out an important form online, maybe scheduling a doctor's appointment or entering your birth date for a financial application. You start typing your date, but the format isn't clear. Or worse, the field lets you type anything, leading to frustrating errors and wasted time. Now, picture a date input that guides you as you type, prevents mistakes before they happen, and instantly tells you if your entry is valid, all while seamlessly fitting any locale or business rule your project demands. That's the power of a reusable date input mask in React, built with date-fns. In this tutorial, you'll learn exactly how to create such a component from scratch. You'll discover how to guide users with intuitive input masks, validate dates for true correctness, not just matching a pattern, and build a solution that adapts to international formats and accessibility needs. By the end, you'll be able to deliver polished, user-friendly date input experiences that reduce errors and improve satisfaction across your apps. Mastering this topic means you'll prevent the common pitfalls that plague date fields, streamline your forms, and stand out as a developer who delivers robust, professional solutions. If you're serious about building reliable, maintainable interfaces and want to stay ahead with practical React patterns and advanced date handling, make sure to subscribe now. You'll get access to in-depth tutorials and expert tips that keep your skills sharp and your projects top-notch. Imagine trying to fill out a paper form where the date field is just a blank line. Some people write 12/05/2021, others write 05/12/2021, and a few just jot down yesterday. This ambiguity leads to confusion, mistakes, and often data entry errors. In digital forms, the same problem persists if we don't guide users. A date input mask acts like the pre-printed placeholder on a paper form, MMDDYYYY, showing users exactly how to enter their date and restricting invalid keystrokes. It provides immediate feedback, keeping users within the boundaries of acceptable input. This makes data collection precise, reduces frustration, and increases the reliability of your application's data. For example, if a user tries to enter 13/40/2023, the mask won't accept those numbers in the month or day positions, instantly signaling the mistake. Compared to unmasked fields, this approach lowers error rates and support tickets dramatically. By standardizing the input format, masks also simplify back-end processing and internationalization, since you always know what to expect. Validation is the vigilant gatekeeper that ensures only legitimate dates pass through your input field, while a mask stops users from entering the wrong type of character or the wrong number of digits. Validation checks if the date actually exists and makes sense. Think of it like the difference between writing a phone number in the right format versus dialing a real working number. For example, 02/30/2023 fits the mask, but is not a real date. This is where libraries like date-fns come into play. Date-fns can parse a masked input, confirm its validity, and even check if it falls within a required range, such as not being a future date for a birth date field. Unlike manual string checks, date-fns uses robust parsing and locale awareness, supporting leap years, different month lengths, and various date formats. By integrating validation with masking, you create a safety net that catches both formatting and logical errors, ensuring your application handles dates as trustworthy, structured data rather than ambiguous text. The main application file demonstrates how to integrate and use the reusable date input mask component within a React application. It manages the selected date in state, renders the date input mask with validation constraints, and displays the chosen date in a user-friendly way. This serves as the primary entry point for users to interact with the date input and observe how the masked input, validation, and feedback operate in practice. This code example shows the implementation of the reusable date input mask React component. It leverages a custom hook to manage masking, parsing, and validation, while exposing customizable props such as label, value, date format, and mine max date constraints. The component ensures accessibility by including ARIA attributes for error handling and screen reader support. Invalid or out-of-range entries are flagged with user-friendly error messages. The custom hook encapsulates all the logic required for masking user input, formatting, parsing, and validation. It processes user input to enforce the mask, manages the local input state, and triggers error messages for invalid or out-of-range dates. It ties seamlessly with the main component, ensuring the input field only allows valid date entries and providing a concise API for integration. This utility module provides all date-related helpers using date-fns, including formatting, parsing, string validation, and range checking. Centralizing these operations ensures consistency throughout the component and makes it easy to adapt to different date formats or locales. The test suite ensures that the date input mask component behaves correctly in various scenarios. It verifies rendering, input masking, validation feedback, and that valid dates trigger callbacks. This encourages robust, maintainable code and quickly surfaces any regressions or edge case failures. This configuration file lists all project dependencies, scripts, and settings required to run, build, lint, and test the date input mask project. It ensures that React, date-fns, and testing tools are available and includes scripts for streamlined development and CI/CD integration. The page displays a demo application featuring a date input mask component built with React and date-fns. The main container with the demo appears in view. The focus is set on the date of birth input field, which is empty and ready for user input. As 01223199990 is typed, each digit appears in the input, and the input mask automatically formats the value into 801-23-19990 in the MMDDYYYY format. Below the input, the selected date updates to show the formatted date as a confirmation. Next, the Clear X button beside the input is clicked, instantly clearing the entered date. The input is now empty and ready for new input. The value 022922023 is then typed, representing February 29, 2023. After the digits are entered, the input mask formats this as 02292023. When the input loses focus, an error message appears below the input, invalid or out-of-range date, indicating that 2023 is not a leap year and the date is invalid. The locale selector is changed to English, UK. The date format selector is then changed to DDMMYYY. The input is cleared and the value 31072000 is typed, which is automatically formatted as 31072000 in the new format. The selected date below the input updates to show the correct date, confirming the new format and locale are applied. Switching to the German locale, the format is updated to D.MMYY. The input is cleared again, and 15vo61985 is typed. The input mask formats the value as 15.06.1985. The selected date below reflects this new entry, adhering to the German convention. For the French locale, the format is set to DDMMY. The input is cleared and the value 25041999 is pasted. The input mask immediately formats the pasted string as 25041999 and the selected date updates to match. An out-of-range date is then tested by typing 01 representing January 1st, 1899, which is before the allowed minimum date. After input and blur, an out-of-range error message appears below the field, alerting the user. The locale is changed to Japanese, JJP, and the format is switched to ISO, YMMDD. The input is cleared and 2023-1231 is typed. The mask applies and the input shows 2023-12-31. The selected date below updates to the new format, and the clear button and accessible labeling are visible, supporting assistive technologies. A required field indicator, such as an asterisk, is visible next to the label, signaling that the date input is mandatory. Finally, the page scrolls to the bottom to reveal usage examples of the date input mask component, demonstrating its integration into different form scenarios and contexts. Throughout the interactions, the input mask dynamically formats user input based on the selected locale and format, enforces valid date entries, clearly communicates errors, and supports accessibility and usability best practices. practices. With the reusable date input mask now in your toolkit, you're positioned to create forms that feel fluid, intuitive, and trustworthy. No more user confusion or invalid dates slipping through. By mastering this approach, you not only save time on repetitive date validation and formatting, but also ensure your applications stand out with polished, accessible, and truly international user experiences. Imagine streamlining enterprise onboarding, improving healthcare intake accuracy, or reducing support calls in your finance app, all by standardizing how dates are handled. If you're serious about building robust UIs and want to keep up with the best practices that actually make a difference in daily development, subscribe now. Every episode is packed with actionable, real-world examples that accelerate your skills and help you deliver features users love. Take your React forms to the next level, stick around, and keep building smarter.